Okay.
Okay, Hari Krishna.
Chapter is very nice chapter. This chapter is called uh, this chapter is called the Purushottam Yoga. Magnificent. So let us see Purushottam Yoga. Why it is called? Because of the last few verses. Purushotta, Yoga of the Supreme Person. Now this is again Jnana, in the sense we saw the 12th chapter Krishna concluded Bhakti the highest, and then 13th chapter was really Jnana chapter, so many things to learn. Actually, what I should do in the next batch, the elements of learning in the 13th chapter, I can just spread it around. Otherwise, too many things come together and it becomes difficult to digest. Right? That chapter was a bit heavy. We can, some of the elements of the 13th chapter we can cover in the previous chapter, so that chapter becomes light, and main focus chapter was Kshetra and Kshetragna, the field on the observe the field that is maintained. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Urdha Moolam Adha Shakam Ashwatham Prahu Avyam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Vedana Vedavit. It's a small chapter, only 20 shlokas. We should finish within half an hour. Now, many people love this chapter. I asked many children, the 15th chapter we love. Actually, it's a very sweet chapter, Purushottam Yoga, but they love not because of that. They love because it's shortest chapter, only 20 shlokas. And many schools, they make them cram this chapter. Actually, it is good to cram this chapter. Now, you know, Adhika Masa is going to come. So in that, they chant the Purushottam chapter every day. It's a tradition to chant this chapter every day. So Krishna is telling there is an imperishable banyan tree that has the roots up to the branches down, or leaves are the Vedikim. One who knows this tree is a knower of the Vedas. So this is the tree. You can see the tree now. Here is Krishna with Radharani, and here are we in the middle world. Why we have left the service of Krishna's lotus feet? It is because of the material desire. The desire makes us leave the service to his lotus feet, and we are here. It starts with Brahma, the topmost planet, the purest among all of us, and goes down and down. You can see the other devatas are there. What else you can see? Chalo, tell me what all do you see in this picture? Locate the things. Okay, start from the top. Who is this personality?
Lord Ganesha.
Lord Ganesha.
Yes.
Ganesha ji.
Who is this personality? Indra.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Indra.
Yes,
Who is
Prabhuji.
this? On a chariot.
Surya
Running.
Bhagwan. Surya
Surya.
Bhagwan.
Surya Bhagavan.
Saraswati Mataji.
Yes, Saraswati. You can all see big top devatas there. Okay, going down. What is this called?
Gayatri.
Yeah, that all you saw above. Now, what are the
All the above Gayatri. Hanuman. TCS.
why some people's appearance comes like Tiranavata, all sound. Okay, there are four. You remember there was a whirlwind weapon which fellow came Tiranavata, which came to he like a volcano, no, what it called, like a hurricane picked up Krishna, Tiranavata. Anyway, now there are four kind of fruits. We call it, what do you call it? What do you call it? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Understand? Correct? This is four kind of fruits in this tree. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And then there is pious activity, impious activities. Sense objects are the leaves. And who is this? One cow, one tiger. You can see one snake. As you go down, 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 you can see lower, lower species. Okay, it's fine. Pious activities you go up, impious activities. Pious activities you go up, impious you go down. Okay. Practically, we saw everything in this. There are some deers also we see, and one more snake we see. Looks like we have understood this tree. The branches of the tree extend downward and upward, nourished by the three modes of metal nature. The twigs are the objects of the sense of the tree, also are the roots going down, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of the human society. Now, such a tree actually does not exist in this world except in a shadow. The roots are upward, tree is downward, it's in a shadow. Now, this is actually being, this is a symbolism because such a tree doesn't exist. But what it means is the metal world is a reflection of the spiritual world. And you jump in this tree, there looks to be various attractive things in this tree, but finally I do not get anything. Nothing is there in reality in this tree. Actually, there is no enjoyment in the material world. In the material world, enjoyment is in the form of hallucination. All we can do in the material world is simply hallucinate, but actually there is no fun. That is what this tree signifies. And the real form of the tree cannot be perceived in the material world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with the determination, one must cut down this tree with a weapon of detachment. One must seek a place from which, having gone, one never return and surrender to the Supreme Personality Godhead, from which everything has become in it, everything is abiding since time immemorial. That again, look at the tree, and what you should do? Cut down this tree. Can you see this man is cutting down? It's just cut down this tree. Actually, what this world is the imitation of the spiritual world. Therefore, it's called a shadow. There is no happiness there, but in imitation, always there is the anticipation of happiness. Just like you buy a Chinese good, looks like exact duplicate of the same good. It doesn't have that performance. It spoils any day. So you go and buy original product. Why you want to buy the duplicate product? So similarly, you look for the shadow. You jump all around in the shadow. There is no happiness in the shadow. You see an apple in the shadow. You try to eat the apple in the shadow. Do you think any taste is there? No. Give up this tree, but it is so attractive. I'm jumping around this tree for millions of lifetimes. So Shastra is saying, enough of this, get rid of this tree. Get out. With the weapon of detachment, because it is so attractive. I ate these fruits, I'm running around, I'm never happy. Actually, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, sent to be purushartha, are total sense gratification. Dharma means so-called religiosity, where there is no proper devotion to the Lord, done mostly out of desires, then enjoying senses, but dharmic rules, but again sense gratification. Economic development, also sense gratification. And liberation is also not going to Krishna's lotus feet. I am God, I am the controller. This nonsense. You know, many people get frustrated out of dharma, artha, kama. They're totally frustrated. Nothing worked for them. So somebody says, oh, you are God. So they give you another sense gratification. They don't give you to how to reach Krishna's lotus feet. Here only you start imagining your God. So these four, which are actually purusharthas for benefits of human life, become four kind of sense gratification if properly not guided. So what we should do, we should cut off this tree and get rid of this tree, jump into the water, give up the desire to be independent of Krishna, and come fall at the Krishna's lotus feet. Yes, Krishna, I have now understood I will only be happy by serving you. Till now, in fact, Prabhupada writes in the preface of the Bhagavad Gita that the central point of Bhagavad Gita is, instead of satisfying my senses, let me satisfy senses of Krishna. And that's a relationship of love. It's just like Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot. It's not a relationship of, we think we have to become servant of Krishna. It's like servant we keep in the world. No, sir. A service to Krishna is out of love. And in the love, nobody minds anything. Just like a grandfather sometimes becomes servant of the grandchild, and the grandchild sits on his back and he becomes a horse for him. It's out of love. He's enjoying that. The service out of love is not an issue. Mother serves the child out of love. She doesn't find, oh, I'm bathing the child. She loves it. So similarly, service to Krishna is out of love. But he is the Supreme Lord, definitely, and we are his dasas, we are his servant. But therein lies our constitutional position. I become happy, I am in ecstatic happiness in service to Krishna, instead of thinking I can be independent. So I do need to jump into the water, overcome my unwanted desire for sense gratification, follow the fit of Radha Krishna, and take my constitutional position. Maybe I'm a cow in the spiritual world, maybe I'm a peacock, maybe I'm bird, maybe I'm Krishna's friend, maybe I'm father, mother, I don't know what I am. I go back and take up my original service and be happy. So the tree has to be cut down. There is a story, the Narada once asked Krishna, Krishna, what is your this Maya? So Krishna says, my Maya, Narada, yes, how it works, I really bewildered, how this Maya works. So I'll tell you this question, can you get him a glass of water? So it's okay, I'll get you some water, definitely. And he went and knocking the doors of the houses, when after all were locked, suddenly one door, it opened, and came out a very beautiful girl. And Narada was totally gone. And then when the owner of the house came, the father of that girl, Narada in our house, please come in, please come in. And they sat down and he gave not only gave something for him to eat, made it comfortable. Narada was also enjoying the hospitality and looking at the beautiful girl. Then he asked, what can I do for you? He said, can I marry your daughter? Oh, there is no fortune greater than that. Lord Narayana's great bhakta, Narada wants to become my damad. I have enough wealth, don't have to work, you just stay in this house. I take care of everything. He puts all servants to take care of Narada and he's comfortable. He gets married to the girl, staying in the same house, and he has one child with her, second child, third child. He has so many children, and everything is like heaven, enjoying. And suddenly flood starts. Just like it's raining in India, it starts flooding. And then in the flood, all the servants are washed away. Now the father is also washed away, father-in-law. Then the one by one, the children are washed away. And then finally, they're holding the children, both husband and wife together, but in the flood water slipped away, like it happened in the tsunami many years ago. And then finally, wife of us also slipped away in flood waters. And Narada was in the water trying to rescue his wife, cannot find his wife, all gone. He somehow climbs himself out of the water, is sitting on the land and starts crying. And he's in so much pain. Suddenly he hears a tap on his shoulder. Narada, yes, where is water? I told you to bring a glass of water. So Krishna doesn't have to, he can act instantaneously. That is Krishna. He does actually instant to instant management. Every moment, for all the living entities, flawlessly, without any mistake, he gives a room for experience. Everybody reacts. So that's Krishna is managing, but we are lost in this world. We have forgotten Krishna, just like Narada in that story, and have forgotten even our service to Krishna. So we have to cut off from this mental detachment from this world and jump to the spiritual world, surrender Supreme Personality Godhead from whom everything has become, on whom everything abiding since time immemorial. And then now Bhagavad Gita tells very, very beautiful information. Just 1 second. Sorry. So now Krishna informs us about the spiritual world. Natadabhashate suryo na shashanka na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. This is Krishna now introduces, my dear child. I told you Bhagavad Gita is nothing but a love letter from the day one. Krishna is saying, my dear child, please come back home. And how's the home? Natadabhashate suryo. In this home, you don't need sun or moon because it is self-effulgent. Self-effulgent. You can see anybody by your own light. Everything is effulgent, not like this world with this dark place. I need something to light. The very nature of the spiritual world is full of knowledge and full of bliss and full of light. You can see that spiritual world is full of light. It's not dark like this place. Yad gatvana nivardhante. If you go there, you'll never come back. It's so beautiful. Tad dhama parama. That's so beautiful. My house, says Krishna is saying. So this word is a reflection, and the reflection itself looks so beautiful. Just imagine how beautiful is the spiritual world. I remember a long time ago in our temple, somebody had become brahmachari long time ago. And his mother was happy, but the father was not happy. The father was not happy with the decision. So what happened? The father came to the temple one day and he was sitting in the back of the class. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So father was sitting in the back of the classroom in the temple and he was like, bull makes sound. He was very angry. We could almost hear his breathing. And the speaker finished the class. Then he said, what are you teaching? Cheating all these youngsters, there is God and kingdom of God. Prove to me that God's kingdom exists. Prove me now. He was like, the speaker kept his calm. He said, no, see, don't you think there is that you want a constant happiness in your life? Yes, I want constant happiness in my life. You don't want that happiness should be interrupted. Yes, I do not want my happiness to be interrupted. And my idiot son has done that now. Okay, tell me one thing. Did you see constant happiness in this world any time in your life? No, never saw. All miserable people. Happiness is there today, then it goes away. Yes. Why you're expecting it when you never saw in your life? What do you mean? It's a very, very witty question. You are expecting constant, uninterrupted happiness. Yes. Why? You have never seen in this world. I don't know why. The reason you had it, that's the spiritual world. You are in the spiritual world. What a witty answer. You got it? Just like in an image of an apple, shadow of an apple, you see an apple. You say, oh, I see a beautiful apple. And you jump. And there is no taste. Or take another example. You see small children, you put them image, even they see a photograph of gulab jamun, you see in 6 months, 1 year child, the immediate tongue comes out and saliva also falls also on the ground. They are so natural. And they can't be, we are duplicitous. Inside saliva is coming, outside, we do like that. But children are like, anything right in the front. You give them something to eat, they don't like, I don't like this. What is this? So anyway, so we had it. Therefore, we are looking for that. That means we were in the spiritual world. We look, somebody died. He died, huh? Why we get surprised? Because spiritual world, nobody dies. There is no death in the spiritual world. Spiritual body does not die. You don't like old age. Hairs are becoming white. Why are you becoming white? Because spiritual world hairs don't become white. And it's natural. It's eternal. Everything. You don't need a barber there. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. It's no material body. It's a spiritual body full of happiness. You don't need specs there. Why you have to have specs? Because spiritual, whatever you don't like is not there in the spiritual world. Straight away. You cut your hand, you see, you don't, that doesn't happen in the spiritual world. Whatever you think dirty, actually doesn't exist in the spiritual world. Spiritual world is Kevala Ananda Kanda. You don't get tired. You can know the spirit soul that you are. You don't get tired. You don't need food. You don't need water. And always you're fresh and happy. That is the spiritual world. Tatadabhashate suryo na shashankana pavakaha yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Okay? That is a beautiful spiritual abode of the Lord. So Krishna is inviting. It's my dear child, come back. Now in Bhagavad Gita, only this much is given because there is no time. We have Kannada. That much I know Kannada. So Natad Bhashate Shuryo Nashashankana Pavaka, Krishna saying, my dear child, please come back. Requesting with all, come back, my child. There is no, and how do you go back to the spiritual world? Not with a Sputnik. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We remember the 8th chapter. I discussed Ajamila's story. He said, if you remember Krishna, you go back to Krishna's kingdom. And what did Ajamila do? Chant the name of Narayana. And if you chant with love, where is the doubt you will not go back? And what is the better thing to do than go back to the spiritual world? Just keep chanting and you enter the spiritual world. The soul is so powerful. I told you, soul is more powerful than the sun, in the sense, sun, even the sun with all its power, you can go to the core of the sun. Forget even about the external. Sun cannot touch you. Nothing happens to the soul because of the heat of the sun. So powerful the sun is. So powerful the soul is, the same soul can enter the spiritual world in a second. It doesn't take time. It's so powerful. And this is the beautiful spiritual world. This is Radha Krishna Lila going on in the spiritual world. Some sort of service we have here. And this is the middle world where we are. This is the creation. There's so many spiritual worlds, you see. These are all Vaikuntha planets all around the Goloka. And just like sun, around sun planets are there. So along Goloka, all Vaikuntha planets are innumerable planets. Narayana presides over each one of them. So you choose. Some people like to serve Narayana, some people like to serve Krishna. You go wherever planets and serve him. But in the corner of the spiritual world, a sky comes in, small cloud. In that, the Lord lies down, expansion. This is Mahavishnu. And then the universe is formed. And each universe, Garbhodaksha Vishnu expansion of Mahavishnu comes. And here is Brahma. And somewhere we are here in the eternal existence. So why don't we make a decision and go back to the spiritual world? And suppose Radha Krishna get the news, you're coming back. Won't there be celebration? You suppose you're lost from the house and today you call up the parents, I'm coming back. How much celebration? They will celebrate, oh, there will be a celebration in the whole village. He's coming, you know, my son is coming back. It is so beautiful. So why don't you give that pleasure to the Lord? It says whenever you chant Krishna Nama, whenever you are reading Bhagavad Gita like what you're doing now, you give so much pleasure to Krishna, so much happiness. And whenever we start smoking, drinking, and doing other silly activities, it's like a headache. When you learn, he wants to stay in the world. What can be done? We can't force him to come. If you're dragged also to the spiritual world, you'll be bored there because unless there is a proper, sincere, pure devotion, desire to serve Krishna. Again, I told so many times when Krishna came here, the Devatas, Danava, nobody could handle the Leela of the Lord. Nobody could handle. So that is the Danavas attack and Devatas also disturb the Leela, like Indra disturbed, Brahma disturbed. So we have to become pure devotees, even more than in that sense, more than the Devatas. And then only you can enter the spiritual world. Now Krishna is now after that explaining Mame Amsha, just like you see the cotton. Each seed of the cotton has a whole plant. So Mame Amsha in the same way, you're all my part and parcel. So many mothers are here. Don't you agree? The child is part and parcel of your body. Why all the mothers are silent? Don't you feel that? The child is part of your body?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
I can't say because I remain a bachelor.
Yes,
I don't know that feeling. But you have that feeling and you feel. Now can you understand Krishna's heart? You are my part and parcel. He cannot forget you. You can try to forget, but he cannot forget. Just like child can forget mother. Mother never forgets a child. And she's waiting. Suppose child runs away from home, mother is waiting. When he will come back. Correct? So same way Krishna is waiting. But Krishna, you cannot do what Krishna does. He can be with you invisibly. He's there in your heart as Paramatma. And again in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said, I am there as Paramatma in the heart. Mame Amsha, you are my part and parcel. Jiva Loke, in this metal world, my dear stupid child. Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha, my dear child, our relationship is Sanatana, eternal. You cannot break it. What are you trying to do? Say it like a child, run away from home and not listening to the mother. If the mother knows very easy what the mother will do, go back to the child and say, my dear child, what are you trying to do? You cannot break the relationship. I am your mother, you are my child. You cannot break this relationship. Correct? Won't the mother say that with tears in the eyes? What are you trying to do? You cannot break this relationship, my child. The same way Krishna is saying, you cannot break this. It is Sanatana, it's an eternal relationship. Mana Shashtani Indriyani, with the six senses, Prakriti Sthani Karshati. Krishna is aware you are suffering here. And whenever the child suffers, the parents feel the pain more. True or not? I remember when I was a child in a college, not a small child, but in the college, I had a small operation. I never told home. Small. I had a small abscess in a hand. Some wood got inside and formed an infection. It had to be operated. I never told because I know if I tell, they will suffer more than I will suffer. So that's the reality in this world. So Krishna is feeling more pain than what you are feeling out of love. But at the same time, then why does Krishna let it happen? Because he sanctions it, because for your good, because Krishna is not sentimental. Go through it. If you think that this going through the pain is going to reform you, go through it. Krishna is not sentimental. Let him go through it. The Maya says, your son has become a drug addict. Let me give him 10 slaps. Go proceed. Please proceed. Say in this world, suppose somebody's son becomes a drug addict and he's killing himself. And the doctor, he takes to a psychiatrist and to say, psychiatrist says that I may have to slap him. They do whatever you want or not, pull him out of this nonsense drugs. Correct? Want the parents' sanction. So similarly, Krishna is not sentimental. Yamuduta say we want to just fry him in kadai. No problem. If you think you can reform him from this foolishness, do proceed. Love is intense, slap is also intense. Sometimes we don't understand why people suffer so much. Yeah, what to do? Krishna's love is too slap, more tighter the slap shows tighter the love. Love is too tight, too intense. So Krishna slaps also very intensely. The living entity in the material world carries different conception life, one body to another. Air carries aromas. You understand this point? Just like air goes through a nice garden, carries rose flavor. I talked about this. Now it is very clear, directly the words say. So similarly, we have gone through so many associations and we carry the aroma. It is good to have a good aroma. Good to have a good association. Just like at this moment in the morning, you decided to hear Bhagavad Gita. It was your choice. You chose to have good aroma of Bhagavad Gita in your life. So then everything changes. We cannot choose activities. Many people talk about mind control. But mind control becomes very easy if you have good association. That is why we have this Bhakti Vriksha. So let us continue the association. See, today one reality is there, if you remember. When we were a child, having a tuition was a matter of shame. We never had it. If we had tuition, like I had a tuition for English, it was a big shame. I'll never let anyone of the friends know. My father was saying I'm struggling in English, you put a tuition for me. It used to be a matter of big shame. I'll hide from all my friends. But today it's a different world. Nobody can study at home because we are so disturbed. So just like children, we are also affected. If I say, okay, you study Gita, it will not happen. So just naturally we met together somehow by Krishna's arrangement, and now we are discussing Gita together. And this is because the learning exercise and the audience is large. So this happens to be, one way. But in the Bhakti Vriksha, it is intense discussion, and we have so many assignments, so many projects. We are doing work continuously, are working together. So it becomes a good. Why not continue the good association and continue learning the wonderful books? And Bhagavad Gita is the first book. Then we have to learn other 5 books we want to learn. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and so many other books. One by one, it will come into. The living entity thus taking another gross body obtains a certain type of ear, tongue, nose, sense or touch which are grouped around the mind. It enjoys a particular set of sense objects. The foolish cannot understand how living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body enjoys on the spell of the modes of nature. One whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. So you don't know. Suppose this is there, and here you are seeing the car, and you don't know what's happening in the car. And this mechanic comes 1 minute. This is the problem. What's the difference between you and the mechanic? He knows, you don't know. So with knowledge, when you see, you know what's happening. Prabhupada says, with knowledge, you look at the world. One moment, you immediately understand God is there. But you don't have knowledge, you can understand. Neither you can understand what's happening. How we are quitting the body, taking another body. We can't see all these things. But trained in knowledge, he can see all these things. The endeavoring transcendently, so situated in self-realization can see all this clearly, but those who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try to. Lord Chaitanya lovingly talks to his disciples. I enter into each planet, and by my energy to stay in orbit, I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetables. See that? A small animation. I keep all the planets in orbit. Krishna is saying, I control everything. Don't have to worry. I am the fire of digestion in every living entity. I am the air of life, outgoing, incoming, by which it digests the 4 kind of foodstuff. That's in Ayurveda. Agni in the stomach. Krishna says, I am that, don't worry. 15. Very beautiful verse. Sarva Sachaham Hridi Sannivishto. Krishna is saying, I am in everybody's heart. Again, he's telling that. I don't leave any one of my child. Whatever species may be, Sarvasya means all the species. I stay within the heart. Mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. I give the memory. You have a plan. You have planned to enjoy in a particular way. And then Krishna gives you a memory. You are in the kitchen. Hey, you wanted to eat bhindi na? Ha, here is bhindi. Oh, I wanted to eat bhindi and here is bhindi. Smriti, Krishna gives you a memory. So you desire so many things. Krishna arranges that, then gives you a memory. Smriti, then jnanam. Now you're cooking, you don't know how to cook. Krishna gives knowledge. Oh, I can mix like this. You get some fresh knowledge. Like many scientists agree, the Nobel Prize was not because of what they did. Suddenly, in the middle of night, they got an idea. So many scientists agree. They've been researching how to bend this iron, how to bend that iron. That's all science is. That's all, nothing more. And suddenly they get an idea. You can bend like this. Oh, that is skill, not knowledge. Smriti, jnanam, but idea I'm giving you. That's knowledge. Apohanam, forgetfulness. Oh, I just don't remember how you used to do like this. I used to put first boil it and then put salt, or first put salt and then boil it. I don't know. So, apohanam, you forget. Vedesh sarve ahame vedya. Through all the Vedas, I have to be known. Vedesh sarve ahame vedya. Vedanta krit veda videva chaham. Vedanta krit. I am the compiler of the Vedas and I am the know Veda with. There was a friend of mine, his name was Veda. Veda with. I am knower of the Veda means Veda. With means to know. I am the knower of the Vedas. So there are two classes of being. One is fallible, one is infallible. In the metal world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every entity is called infallible. There are two kinds of living entities, fallible and infallible. Beside these two, there is the greatest living entity, this Lord Himself, who has entered into these words and is maintaining them. Now, this actually, the Purushottam word has started. Beyond these two is the Supreme Lord, who has entered the world and is maintaining them. Supreme Lord. Here is Krishna. Yasmat, because I am transcendental. Can you say Purushottama? Purushottama. Therefore, this chapter is called Purushottam Yoga. Because I am transcendental beyond both fallible and infallible. Because I am the greatest. I am celebrated both in this world and the Vedas, Supreme Person. So at no stage you are fallible or infallible. You are fallible now because you get easily prone to foolishness. Infallible means you always are in the service of the Lord, like Hanuman, always serving the Lord. But God is always beyond both of them. He is Supreme Lord in all the situation. Just like in Arjuna and Bhagavad Gita asked Krishna, Krishna, how is it that you taught the knowledge to the sun god? Krishna said, Arjuna, you were also there, but you don't remember anything, that's your problem. So at any situation of memory or forgetfulness, or liberated, not liberated, we cannot equal the Lord. Lord is Purushottama always. He is always the Supreme Personality of God. He is a sun, we are photon. There is never a comparison between us and the Lord. But there is a bond tie of love between us. And in that situation, when I serve Krishna, I enjoy full bliss and happiness. Just like a spark glitters when it touches fire. So similarly, when we are connected to the fire, the Lord, we become happy and blissful and ecstatic. And here are all the Devatas, they don't make the mistake like us. They're always praying to the Lord. Om Tad Vishnu Paravam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayaha. All the Devatas are always offering prayers with the lotus feet to the Lord. So beautiful painting. See, Narayana is smiling so happily. Lakshmi is blessing everybody. And all the Devatas are always eagerly praying to the Lord. Here is Brahma, here is Lord Shiva, always praying. But this is the time, Krishna, see how beautiful this painting is, very beautiful. And this is the time that Bhudevi went to Lord Brahma. There is a problem on earth. Can you solve? Brahma says, it's beyond my capacity. Let me report to the Supreme Lord. He went and goes to the Shira ocean. All the Devatas are praying to the Lord, please interfere, my Lord. We are not able to manage. And then Vishnu hears, okay, I've heard your prayers. Please inform everybody. I'm taking birth in the Yadu dynasty, Yadavas. And you all join in that family here and there. Let us have some fun. And that is how Krishna descended, and Devatas have taken different roles. And here is Lord Shiva. Parvati sees that Lord Shiva was praying to somebody. You are also praying to somebody. Tell me which is the greatest worship. Aradhana Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Among all the worship, the greatest worship is worship of Supreme Lord. Here is again, he's meditating on Sankarsana. his worshipable deity. So there is the worship going on. In fact, we encourage in the beginning worship of God Nitai or of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, because in that these two worship there is no offenses. Yo mam evam asammodo janati purushottamam. See again Purushottam word. Sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Whoever knows the Supreme Personality Godhead without doubting is to be understood as the knower of everything, and it therefore engages in full devotion service, O son of Bharata. Here actually many devotees derive Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana in the 3 verses. That some other day I'll explain to you. Okay. And the last verse. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scripture, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. The most confidential. Vedic scripture also and it is disclosed, who will become wise. So what is this? See, the word used here was, if you see the word in the shloka, is Gohyatamam. Most confidential, technically in Sanskrit, the word is Gohyatamam. Gohyat, Gohyatara, Gohyatamam. Bhagavad Gita has the 3 knowledges. Gohyat, what is the meaning of Gohyat? Confidential. What is confidential part of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita teaches we are not body, we are spirit, soul. Gohyatara, more confidential, is the Lord is situated in everybody's heart as Paramatma. And then Gohyat, Gohyataram, Gohyatamam. Can you see that? Gohyatamam. This is the word in the shloka, Gohyatamam. So Gohyat means confidential, Gohyataram means more confidential, Gohyatamam means most confidential. So this is the most confidential knowledge that Lord having loving relation with the devotees and a happiness in that. So what is confidential? I am not body and spirit soul. This is the first secret Gita teaches. Nobody knows that. And the so-called scientists in 300 years have not figured out that. They don't know who we are. They still think we are a jelly on the backside of the brain, even though the logic reason, I don't know what kind of logic or reason this is. The next one is more confidential, the Paramatma. Lord as the Paramatma seated in the heart of every living entity, which is more confidential and most confidential, sweetest pastimes of the Lord. Pastimes of the Lord is a spiritual word we can enjoy. When Prabhupada went to America, they asked him why you come to our country. Prabhupada said, I come to make you more intelligent. So you hear Bhagavad Gita, you become most intelligent. If you hear an intelligent person, you also become intelligent. So take advantage of Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita and you also become intelligent. Yes. Congratulations, you finished one more chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15. Only 3 more now to go. Last 3. 16, 17, 18. Yes. Any question today?
Prabhuji, can you say that human being is an inverted tree? Human being is an inverted tree where the roots are at the top in the brain and the branches like hands and legs are the branches of the tree. It is an animated tree, can we say?
The first meaning don't take away first. First meaning is the metal word in the inverted tree. That's the first meaning. That's what that is what this chapter is doing. Now what you are doing is your another calculation, but this chapter is not talking about you. It's talking about the metal word. Because in your so-called thing, Brahma is not there. You understand? That is second, that you symbolize, but Krishna is not talking about that. Krishna is not talking about the metal word.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I
What
have
are
to ask one question, Prabhuji. My
Yeah, well,
question
first,
is,
previous question, is it clear? See, Krishna was talking about the metal word. The Devatas don't reside in your system. Krishna is talking about the metal word. Metal word is definitely this chapter began with a symbolism. Symbolism is you're talking, there is no tree like that. So what is it Krishna is telling? He's saying, cut this tree, cut this tree. Okay, this is a metal word. Cut down this word with the weapon of detachment. The leaves, there are no leaves in your body. It's talking about an actual symbolizing a tree, whole metal word as a tree. There are leaves, there are snakes, there are devatas. So when you think about the detail, you're talking about the inverted tree only. You can further symbolize yourself, that's a separate issue. You symbolize, but at least Krishna was talking about a Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakha, the whole metal manifestation. And we have to get out of the metal manifestation and go back to the spiritual kingdom. That's the direct meaning which this chapter is having.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Can I ask now? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
My question is related to this question only, actually. As you were telling us that Krishna asked us for the metal detachment and everything, and to be closer to him, we have to leave everything and we have to be detached. But if the detachment is we don't want anything, we are not attached to anything, that can also lead to the depression also.
Now
People are
see what
depressed
first
by detachment also. Yeah.
see, we are not in this world there taking care of people, loving people. We are all here, let us admit, because of some desire. Take an example. A newspaper is there in front of you. Your reading on the newspaper should get over within a minute. Today there was bomb blast here, today bomb blast there. Today this person got infected, tomorrow that person got infected. Some disease. So nothing new actually. Now today people are saying world is suffering has increased. No, sir. You're all in illusion. The world was always suffering. They're only suffering in this world. Nothing new. Now you're seeing there is suffering. You're all not seeing the reality. Now you're seeing the reality. That's all. Just like I told you in the beginning, suppose you have a person and within a moment you judge the person, he's a mad person. So then what happens is that when he shouts to you, you don't get surprised because you already judged him very fast. Suppose you take time to judge, then you get a shock. He behaved like that. I can't believe. Why are you getting a shock? Because you took time to judge him. Now you got a shock. So similarly, this world, if you're intelligent, you should know the nature of this world is full of suffering. So you should not be surprised when disease started. Oh, disease. Anyway, if this disease is not there, you think other diseases are not there. When you cross a road, what is the guarantee you will survive? Some vehicle may come from other side and hit you. There is no guarantee. Padam padam yat pipadam na tesham. Every step this world is full of this dangerous situation. But now some people are waking up to it because there is a propaganda every day going this world is suffering, this world is suffering. Actually, neither suffering has increased or decreased. It's always suffering. But now they are seeing it. And now people are seeing there is suffering as if people are not dying before. Even today, a million times more people are dying by other diseases. 400 people died in my city. Yesterday, maybe 4,000 people died in a city because of heart attack. Much more number, 50% people today die because of heart attack. And so many 30% people die of cancer. Nobody talking about that. This is not even 1%. That's a joke in medical terms. The doctors are laughing because doctors are in trouble today. No patients are coming to them because people are scared of doctors. There's a hospital, you go, you'll get infected. वहाँ कुछ मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा, corona जरूर मिल जाएगा. So nobody going to that. And doctors are out of profession now. Hospitals are empty. And some joke is that people are dying less because by clinical mistakes, they say in America, where it started 8% people die because of doctor's mistake. So they are saying that's one of the reasons less people are dying. You know that? Because they don't get chance for doctors' mistakes. That's anyway fun on the medical profession. Now let us go to the whole detail. The detail is you said the metal world is place of pain. Now we are understanding it's the place of pain. Previously we didn't know that. Now that is one the answer. Now your part was that I am getting attached, detached in the word. Please try to understand. Suppose there is a newspaper. Let me come back to the newspaper. Just give me 1 minute. I got lost around the way. When you look at the newspaper, you're reading because of your desire. This person made money. Ah, made money, huh? So much, how much money he made? Why you're looking? Why you're interested? Why you're interested? You want to make money. Therefore, I can know a person where he's situated. Just put a newspaper in front of him. A normal spiritual Krishna conscious person will read within 1 minute and keep it aside. But if you are reading it again and again, means your desire is there. If you are a Brahminical man, Sattvic person, you read a newspaper, you are not interested in anything in this world, but still, oh, a lot of suffering is there. My Lord, please help them. I cannot see people suffering. A pious heart. And he keeps down the newspaper. It doesn't read more than 1 minute. If you're reading more than 1 minute, means you have some desire. Why you're reading? What is there for you? Oh, new movie has come. Beautiful actress. Ah, desire is there. You are very interested. You know? So we are reading because we are. So we are in the middle word because of your own desire. Don't say that I am here to do some good. None of us. None of us are here like Krishna. Krishna comes here, nothing to gain in this world. We have so many our own personal selfish desires. So we are here and we're there to enjoy and satisfy our desires. We are saying we are serving somebody, sir. We are serving our own senses. You have a friend because he has a friend because he always flatters you. You are actually here for your service to the senses. We say we are for serving other people. No, sir, we are not there for serving another people. But still, on a larger plane, giving benefit of doubt, we are here for service to other people because all of us are actually just like a politician comes. He says, "Give me vote, I'll make you the king," and I give him vote. But actually, I'm not serving him. I'm serving my own senses. And as somebody agreed to serve myself, give me what? I'll make you the heaven, make you God. Ah, he's so nice. And he's cheating you because you're fit to be cheated, that's all. So he wants to make you the king. And he takes votes and becomes himself the king.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
What are
This is Anshu Gupta. Is it clear? Your question is answered.
Um, Actually, my question was not related to this, only this. I was asking that people are going into depression because they are not actually the way Krishna is treating. Suppose I say, Krishna says, you just come to me and leave everything behind, don't go into the materialistic thing. But too much of suffering is causing the detachment actually. Detachment is not for the this only to go into like Sharan of Krishna. It is mentally torture. People are they are leaving everything behind. They just want to be like somebody is committing suicide. Somebody is trying to harm himself. They are going into too much of detachment.
No, not too much
Then
attachment.
what is that?
No, not too. See, suffering was always there. There's nothing new. Just a new media propaganda. Suffering was more there, maybe. Less people are dying of accidents today. If you see the number of deaths, go to Shamshan Ghat and ask. They say no death now, no death. Very less, very less. They are unemployed. Less people are dying. Only highlighting. You see, this media was always a joke. It has become a joke even now. You
I
know
think
that.
I'm not able to make like the proper way of. You were saying that go into the Sharan of Krishna. If
No,
we
but
are
you are
detached,
thinking going. No,
means
but
going
you are
into the
thinking
Sharan
going.
of Krishna.
No. You are getting me wrong. You are thinking of going a shelter of Krishna with karma sannyasa, and whole Bhagavad Gita we spoke against that. Where is karma sannyasa recommended in Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna was not told to leave the battlefield and go away. Fight, but with knowledge. Do your duties with knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita is against that.
And
Bhagavad Gita
God,
is yoga, not sannyasa.
you were saying that God said, okay, if you are doing this, I will slap you more and you suffer more. Then only you will come to the senses that what is required for you.
Sinful activity. Krishna
Yeah.
has given us this world because we didn't want to be in his lotus fit. But Krishna is saying, okay, you join him independently. I'll give you an opportunity. But don't do sin. In this world, freedom is there, but you cannot touch sinful activities. Sinful activities are four: intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, and meat. You do this, Krishna slap you tightly. He'll not leave you, spare you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I know there's a big question, but the principle is that suffering was always there. It's not the suffering has started now. Now, only thing is that it's highlighted by the media. I tell you, medically, this is a joke actually. You know, there is a big, I heard this not from there. From a lot of doctors in America are in trouble because medical profession is a big earning profession there. The biggest salary is in medical profession. But the problem is hospitals are empty. Nobody is going to hospitals now because they're worried. I may, I may solve my cold cough at home only. They take hot water and solve it instead of going because they're scared. There I may get a disease, dangerous disease, and get. So what I'm saying is that they are the ones put up statistics and very nice charts they are showing that actually much more people die of other suffering than presently what is getting highlighted in the society. And they gave the statistics, even common cold, forget about this, corona. Actually, corona is the sister brother of cold, which is there anyway. All of us get it. And it just goes away without killing us. This is more lethal than that. They say much more people die of the normal cold. Much more people die of, say, heart attack. Much more people die of, say, malaria in India than this disease, even today. But this is, you don't have the statistics every day. 5 million people got malaria, never mentioned. And out of that 1 million died, never mentioned. But this is getting highlighted. And people are thinking if this disease gets over, we live happily ever after. Not happily. This world is a dirty place always. Isn't the world feeling like that? If you get a vaccine for this corona, then we live happily ever after. This are movies they show. They somehow overcome the demons and all. The hero will beat all the demons, and finally holds the hand of that heroine and happily ever after. Bun. And then as all married people, the problem starts after that.
Ji Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I got a question.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I think Mataji asked, I think she was possibly asking, I don't know my interpretation. Too much detachment leads to depression. Is that what she meant? I don't know.
Yeah. See,
Yes,
too much
yes.
attachment.
This is what I wanted
I'm
to ask.
saying is that- What I'm saying is that path of Krishna conscious Chakpa Krishna, don't hesitate. It's full of happiness. Don't become psychological on it. It's a spiritual path, not material path. On a spiritual path, there is only happiness. Susukam kartum avayam. You're trying to bring out spiritual path on the Sas Bahu serial. Just like all this Mahabharata, Ramayana serial people, I say, please don't watch that rubbish. Why? Because they bring the spiritual path on a material dimension. So you're bringing on a sentimentality of material dimension, a spiritual path, which is always glorious. Susukam kartum avyam. Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, it is joyfully performed, provided guided. If unguided you do, definitely there will be so many problems. Provided is guided, then there is no question of just like a doctor, you take medicine properly, there is no question of a problem. So you're feeling scared of following Bhagavad Gita, don't feel scared of following the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying, Susukam kartam, this is joyfully, but provided guided. Unguided you do, there will be so many psychological problems.
Prabhuji, if I
Prabhuji,
understand,
what are dharma?
Got it. Thank you.
Dharma,
Yes,
artha, kama, moksha.
yeah, these are all Chatur Purusharthas. But I said, generally they become 4 kind of sense gratification. Because what is dharma today? Generally for people, get a bhatru, do some puja, and get some benedictions. Dharma doesn't mean that. Originally, dharma means I am not the body, I am soul. And what is the nature of the soul? That is the dharma of the soul. Sugar is the dharma to be sweet. You cannot remove sweetness from sugar. Salt is the dharma to be salty. What is the dharma of the soul which cannot be separated from the soul? So that is dharma. But today, what is dharma? Today's dharma is some rituals. That is not dharma. And what is dharma? Artha. So, but only dharma means today in rules and regulations. Learn about the rules and regulations of life. Artha. Enjoy now. Get money. Money, sweeter than honey. Then kama, again enjoy. And then when you get frustrated in this enjoyment of life, at the end of life, moksha, get free from this world. And this moksha is another sense gratification because they teach you become God now. You were God, you just forgot you are God. Are Baba, what made you forget your God is then that is God. How can somebody make forget God? How can somebody be greater than God? That foolishness is what people follow as liberation, moksha. There is no idea about service to God. Therefore, what they say, rest in peace after you die. How can you rest, sir? Soul doesn't rest even when you sleep. You have dreams because of that. Because soul doesn't rest, you get dreams. Soul doesn't need food. Soul is always fresh, ever active. There is no question of soul resting. I don't know why that thing has come. Rip. Somebody dies. Rip. How can you rest? Rather, you should be active. More active.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So you understand dharma, artha, kama, moksha have become sense gratification, but actually they are not sense gratification. They are chatur purusharthas. Yes.
Prabhuji, I have a question. See, like as we have a family, so we get a commitment and responsibility. So we get attached to the family that we need to provide all the basic things to them. For that, we go for a work, and there we also get attached to the work so that we can have a balanced life both work wise and home wise. So in work wise we get some kind of desire to go to the next level and next level and next level. So how you will define this? This is something like a desire that I'm trying to get attached, as well as trying to get myself growing up in my work. And then in between this we also have some, we do prayers, all that, but it's not like that we always 24 hours attached to the Krishna. But this is also kind of devotion towards Krishna, right?
Yes.
Protecting the family, also trying to grow in my life and keep myself safe and secure.
No, there is no Krishna there. Karma and Karma Yoga, there is a lot of difference. See, basically, you understood that we are in the metal world because of our own desire. Let us be truthful and honest. The family, your child says, I will not follow you. If you are a father, you cannot stand that kind of relationship. There is some kind of a rasa. He's listening to me. In the office, you get promotion. You are all having again a desire for respect, adoration. You have a desire to earn a lot of money so that you can enjoy. Therefore, they're in office. Suppose a boss says, I'm sorry, the company cannot give you salary from tomorrow. You'll walk out of the office. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We are there because of personal desire. You have nothing to do with the company. Just like the doctors take a big oath, ba 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 ba, big hippo oath they take, hai na? But they don't mean one word of it. They're only thinking how to make more money. Now I've spent 1 crore, 1.5 crore in my MBBS and MD. How do I make more money now? At least 10 crores I should make. That is what he is dreaming when he's raising his hand in that oath. That's just big drama. Hmm. I don't know, I'm more critical than what it is, but that's what this world. We are all in this world because of our own desire. Let us be honest about it. We are in the family also because of our own desire. Moment the desire is not there, you will walk out of the family. None of us are here like Krishna is there. Krishna has nothing to gain from this world. He comes to this world to give. We are not giving. We are taking something because of our desire. You understand? So our objective therefore should be when you take to Krishna consciousness, your desire vanishes. Because you have something to gain in the family. You come to give now. When Srila Prabhupada was going to America, he said, I'm not going to the country to gain anything. I'm going to give. Many people go to America to get money, to become famous, to get followers. He said, I'm not going. I'm going to give. My Guru Maharaj, my Guru ordered me, go to America and give the knowledge of Bhagavad. To give, not to take. So when you are become fundamentally see the whole picture changes. When the desire goes away from the heart, now you're sitting in the family members are there, but you have nothing to take from them. You have to give. It's a totally different picture then. Krishna consciousness makes you so wonderful. You go to the office, you're working, but also not taking. Again, you are giving. You're doing your work dutifully, and you're not meditating on the fruit. Correct? And if it comes promotion, that's fine. So now what happens in the present situation? We are suddenly don't change from one stage to another. We are somewhere in between. We are somewhere in between. So some level, desire is there. I'm definitely happy if I got a promotion. If I'm connected to Krishna, it is so nice that becomes Karma Yoga. But Karma Yoga means I'm still attached to the Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. What's the difference? That's the difference. Bhakti Yoga, there is no desire now. Totally pure. He's only desiring to serve Krishna like Hanuman. But in our stage of Karma Yoga, suppose I am carrying a mountain for Lakshmana. I'm thinking, I'm conscious of the clouds coming below. Yes, you made it. Yes, you made it. And I'm feeling really great, special. I could do something. See, I had a power. I'm conscious of my strength and I'm doing like that. So that's Karma Yoga. There is attachment to the profession, attachment to the pride the profession carries, attachment to the fruit of the profession. And I do at the end of the day, little of the fruit I give it to Krishna. That is Karma Yoga. So we are in some stage in between. We cannot say we are totally detached. We cannot say we are totally attached. Correct? As you are understanding Bhagavad Gita, the desire will gradually vanish. Once the desire is not there, then you are worshipable in this world. You are working as a duty. That's all.
Got it. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
There
Prabhuji,
is some mix up.
Prabhuji, just to understand the context with which you have really spoken just now, it is taking a decision in a very detached way, even in your practical life, will be the way you will be able to live happy. I understand it like this. Suppose I'll give you an example. I am trying for IAS for the past 10 times, but I'm not able to clear IAS. I realize now I'm probably not the person. There are two options for me. I get frustrated, I didn't clear IAS, and I feel the life is sorrow, I'm very bad, people are good. That's the path which I could take. Or the other path I could take is probably I am not the man for IAS. IAS probably is not the thing in which I have been built up with. Maybe there could be something else you take it. That is, in a detached way, you take a decision that I will not give the exam anymore. At the same time, I do not give a consciousness feeling within me that I am useless, I am not able to do it. That detached way from IAS, which was a once upon a desire for me, will probably able to lead a balanced life. That was also the Mataji which asked some time back a question. More the detachment, more is the sorrow. She is right. It is definitely detachment is an indication of sorrow. But if the same detachment is taken in a very in a very conscious way, then the detachment will not be a sorrow. That's what I understood. Please correct me if
See
I'm
what
wrong.
happens. Number one thing, don't forget, we have to go back to Krishna. That is first thing. And detachment, attachment will continue. First, I have to understand. Ah, take care, please take care of the sound. So see, now we are here again. Come back. This is the whole chapter is saying. The chapter is asking, get detached from the word. That's the main theme of the chapter. So don't go against the theme of the chapter itself. The chapter is asking. Krishna is ordering, get detached from the word. I'll become sad when I get detached. That is all nonsense. Order of Krishna always makes you happy. Correct? It's an order of Krishna. You are here attached to this world because of your desires. Get out of this stupid desires, come back to the spiritual world. Just like that pig, when Indra became pig, and then Brahma came to him, my dear Indra, I know because of some mistake you made, you got cursed to become a pig. Please come back to the post of heaven. So Indra said, how can I go there? I have so many beautiful wives, I have nice piglets, and life is great. So we should let us not behave like that Indra in the body of the pig. The world is great. Understand, I have to go back from this world. Understand, and I am here in this world not because of some charity. I myself come to this world because of my desires. I am responsible. I am responsible present. And the whole thing is my desire to be independent of Krishna is making me here. And I'm lost in the variety in the middle world. This world is a world of illusion. There is no happiness in this world here. Let me go back to Krishna's lotus feet. So where is the kind of sorrow? In foolishness, you give up foolishness, you say you'll become sorrowful. Any plan of enjoyment in the world is foolishness. So Prabhupada says it's not that we have to give up this world, we have to give up the doggish mentality that I am the enjoyer. The problem is my
Prabhuji,
desire to
Prabhuji,
enjoy this.
one thing which I
Please,
probably
please, please,
understood in the
let
past
me,
when you took
oh,
the class.
please. No, let me complete now. Let me complete. Otherwise, they will kind of debate will start here. The first thing is please understand going back to the spiritual world. That is clear and straight. And Krishna's order is become detached from this world. It is his order. Always learning, don't put in the wrong way, then you never learn. Then you stop reading Gita then. Don't listen to your mind. You're not listening to Krishna. You're listening too much to your mind, then that's not a student. Then no point in learning. Learning has a process. Always follow from what Krishna is saying. Teacher said theta, now I follow from theta. Krishna is saying world of happiness is the spiritual world, not the metal world. Metal world is the world of misery. And you are there in this world, by my child, because of your stupid desires. You're not doing charity here. You're not come to give anything here. All of us have come to take something from this world. Be honest and truthful there. Unless somebody awakes to the reality what he is doing, how will he wake up? You cannot wake up a man pretending to sleep. We are here because we want to take something. All of us are here to exploit and look for victims so that I can enjoy. I'm here for desires. I'm not here to give anything in this world. And Krishna is saying, give up this mentality of enjoyer. You will be happy. That is where you cannot, what you'll give up? This world doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Krishna. You only give up the doggish mentality that I am the enjoyer. Then you get detached from this world gradually and you go back to the spiritual world. So when Krishna is telling, get detached from this world, why you are arguing against it? I don't understand. That's foolishness. The supreme, most intelligent person is telling, he can see the situation. He say, get detached from the world. And I am here hearing arguments in half an hour. Don't get detached. If you get detached, you become sad. You are challenging Krishna's order itself. That is not the way bhakta behaves. And that is not the path of knowledge. Path of knowledge is how to get detached. Your question should be, how do I get detached? That's all. Not that detachment makes you sad. How can that do that? Krishna's order is get detached. That's the whole theme of the chapter. This word is the word of illusion. Get detached. And here I'm hearing questions in half an hour. Don't get detached. They will become sad. Arey Baba, Krishna's order it is. You follow the order of Krishna. Try to understand the order, not to challenge the order. No, no, don't get attached. Remain attached. No. So what you get attached from is the foolishness that you are the enjoy. You cannot get detached from the world this world is not wrong. It's a temporary world. It's a real, temporary, real world. It is existing. The world is existing in front of us. But get detached from the doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer, the desire which you are brought to here. That you have to come out of the desire. You cannot justify maintaining foolishness.
So can I just add one thing? What I understand,
Your question should be, how do I follow Krishna's desire? You are just challenging Krishna's order. I don't understand.
I agree, sir. I put it like this. It is probably not to have a desire for the fruits. That's the only thing. I do
Yes.
like that gentleman has put a question. You have a family, you have an office, you have a society, you live in it's a little bit with spiritual. This is practically the way people live in today in the society. Now the question is, what is the essence you will carry of one of the Gita's message into your daily living? Only one thing probably in what I could get it is that anything which we do, don't get attached to the fruits. That will be the probably way the present day.
No, not only attached. Not. The fruit should be offered to the Lord. Otherwise, simply superficially speaking, don't be attached to the fruit. The fruit is for the Lord. You're working for the Lord, not that don't be attached to the fruits. The fruit should be given to the Lord. But then what you do? And the tree give 500 fruits and you let them rot? No. Collect the fruits and instead of enjoying the fruits, give it to the Lord. That is the point. Fruits are for the Lord. I'm working for the Lord. You're working in office, how much ecstasy it is when you know I'm working for Krishna. When you know I'm working for my own gratification, then it is not good. No, the fruit has to be offered somewhere. No. Otherwise, it's karma, not karma yoga. There is a difference between karma bhoga and karma yoga. Many people say this. This world is an illusion, but they're expert in enjoying this world. No, that doesn't make sense. This world is a dream. They're expert in enjoying the dream. No, sir. So this world belongs to Krishna. Let me offer it to Krishna. Purushottama. That's why the chapter is called Purushottama Yoga. Yoga means let me offer this world to the Supreme Lord. Okay.
Thank you, Guru.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. From the entire discussion, I understand that whenever I am doing any service to my parents, to my family, to my employer, can I just take it as I'm serving Lord? So it will be detachment as well as I'll be able to
That
do
is
my
what you're not
task.
getting. That is what you're not getting. Krishna is saying, cut the tree. You're not getting that. You're not getting. Where is yoga in that? That is karma bhoga. Karma yoga means where is the Krishna? You are imagining Krishna there. You don't imagine. You bring Krishna in the sense, in the reality. My Lord, you sent me these souls who as my father. You have sent me. How do I bring them to your lotus feet? That is service to Krishna, connection to Krishna. You are only looking materially again and trying to justify materialism by spiritualism. No. You have a child. My dear Lord, it's not my child, it's your child. You are sent in my care and give me the intelligence and to how to guide him so that he doesn't take birth again. My father is there. He will definitely leave body one day. Give me the intelligence so that the real purpose of existence to go back to Krishna's lotus feet is done. How can I help him, my Lord, so that he can come back to your lotus feet? Janani na sasyat, pita na sasyat, guru na sasyat. Shastra said, don't become father, don't become mother, don't become son, don't take any responsibility unless you can bring you are dependent to the Lord's lotus feet. So where is God in your picture? You are artificially bringing God just in the namesake. Oh, my father is there is service to God. That is same as Manav Seva, Madhav Seva. This is still materialistic. No, you're not even brought God there in the picture. God is just like a theme for you. You're not able to connect. Connect properly. Yes, my father, it is the son of God. Not my son. He's God's child. He's also God's child. Now, how can I help him to reach the Lord's lotus feet? That will be real service. And that is what some children do that. They read Bhagavad Gita in front of the father. They give him Krishna consciousness. And as my Lord, it's my duty to take care. Now, when you are materially also taking care, as a duty, is your child. But it's today dependent on me in this stage of life. Let me take care of your child, but connect him to your lotus feet. Then you really to look at spiritually. See, you have a flower. To enjoy the flower is not good. To throw the flower is foolishness. To offer the flower to the lotus feet of the Lord is perfectness. There, yoga is coming.
Guruji, but you just now said under Guyatra, if you serve your father, then it's also like doing as a service to Lord Krishna, isn't it? Under you said under Guyatra there is a
No,
Lord.
where Goya has come. Are Baba, Goya means I am not body, I am spirit, soul. First understand that concept. The Father is not the.
Guyatra is said, no?
Huh?
Guyatra, that is
Guyatara is the Paramatma.
exactly. When you serve your father, is it
Tamam.
not Paramatma?
Huh?
When you serve your father, is he not a part of Paramatma?
In a part of Paramatma, he is a servant of Paramatma, not part of Paramatma. He is a dasa of the Paramatma. He is there in the body. Now, when you are looking at him, there you are now bringing Manav Seva, Madhav Seva again. That's the philosophy created by one Ananda, that Daridra Narayana. A beggar comes to your house, Narayana has come. No, sir. You're understanding? There is a difference. Why you're not understanding difference between God and your father. God is God, your father is a jiva. He is a servant of God. He has forgotten that he is a servant of God, therefore he is there in this world. Let me help him spiritually. See, whole Bhagavad Gita began, we are at the same first chapter only. What did Krishna teach in the first instruction to Arjuna? You are not the body. So Arjuna, you are compassionate on the body, be compassionate on the soul. That's the whole Bhagavad Gita began with that. If you come back to the circle there only, you don't want to move an inch from that. What did Krishna did first teaching to Arjuna? Don't have compassion for the body, have compassion for the soul. So now when you're taking care of the father, both combinations should be there. You have to take care of the soul. How do I spiritually benefit him? That is the primary thing. Taking care of the family, sir, animals also do. You're not special or great about that. That you do. I'm not saying don't do, but don't forget your real business. You should not be son if you cannot deliver your father. That's called putra. Putra means saves the father from going to hell. Called putra. You understand? Pu means help. Tra means trayate. Mantra. So if you are not delivering your father from the cycle of birth and death, you're not fit to be son itself. Physically taking care, animals also do that kind of thing. What's so great about it? Putra, you're not able to save father from hell by that. So if you just like Prahlad Maharaj, he saved his father from hell. He's a real Putra. He told Narasimhadeva, please forgive my father. He said, forgive your father? You're so sweet, Prahlad. 21 generations of father I've delivered now. That's real Putra. So instead of becoming normal son, becomes a Putra. You save your father from the cycle of birth and death. That's real son. And also when you take in the process of the father, father will be bless you so much because he can also feel ecstasy and happiness. Most of the people in old age need spiritual care, not physical care only. Children's today sad party, they don't give physical care also. Maybe that has become heightened because that is natural. Every son does that. But today that is all not happening because there's a totally disorganized society. That's natural. Suppose I hear parents are not taking care of children, that's unnatural. They're not to be talked about. Every house it is expected. But Putra, that area is a teaching of Bhagavad Gita. That area I don't have to spend Gita to teach that anyway people are doing. Take care of your son, the anyway people are doing. But I'm saying you take care of your son, give him spiritual education. Nobody does that. Rather they stop. If the child is learning Bhagavad Gita, no, beta, abhi tum career banao. Ye baad mein dekhenge, beta. That is what is happening. So what is our intervention in society is not the take care of your father. That anyway it's happening. Our intervention is please help him become a real putra or putri. Help the father, mother in spiritual path. That is our contribution. So don't say, I'm not saying
Thank
don't
you,
take care
Prabhuji.
Very nicely said.
of mother, but don't
I got
forget.
the concept, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I think now we have got the concept correctly.
Yes, very
We are
nicely
under a
said.
wrong, with wrong thoughts. I think now we are getting it bit clear picture.
Okay.
Very
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
nicely said. Right.
Prabhu, yesterday you said you will show some video, Prabhu.